dun.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome. Our very special guest, Marley Jacks, today. What's going on, everyone?
Hello.
Welcome to Content Chopshop, the show where we review content that sells. And we do it in a goofy way because why not? And so let's introduce everybody to the show. We have she's earned the Marley Jacks. Welcome to the show.
Hello,
of Marley Jacks fame. Clap, 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 clap. And Ron Cool of Hindsight Hacking Media, along with Corey Carter of Hindsight Hacking Media. What's up, guys?
What's up?
And the Biz Bros, you determine which one is the better bro.
Definitely Luisa.
So I got a bone to pick, Jim. Hold on.
Oh, I like it.
The Marley, like I get that. That makes sense. But you're putting the Biz Bros? Like, what's up with that?
Oh, I just made a mistake.
The Corey down there.
I just made a mistake.
The Corey.
I think, isn't that part of their name though? The Biz Bros? Or just Biz Bros?
It can be.
Oh, and Marley, we
All right,
also
Biz Bros.
I randomly make fun of people through text.
I'm down for it. I like it with you could still call them the Luis, and we wouldn't know which one we were talking about.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hashtag pick a bro.
How does that work?
Pick
Like
a bro.
at home, when your mom calls your name, like both of you respond?
We will get in trouble at the same time every single time. That's how it would work, you know.
Yes, we have different middle names. So mine is Daniel. Fonzie is Alfonso. So we knew Luis Daniel, come here. That was trouble. Luis Alfonso, come here. That's trouble. So both names together make the full name. So that's why we're like, no middle names. We're never in trouble.
So I actually call my brother by his two names every single time. It's extremely awkward for me to just call him Luis or Luis Da as he usually goes.
Name, yeah.
It's weird.
That's funny.
Sweet.
All right, so Ron, where's the video going live, just to be sure?
We are on my page, YouTube, my business page. If you share from my business page, it can go wherever you want it to go.
Cool.
Lovely. All right. How about we get into it? You guys ready?
Guys.
Let's do it.
All right.
Wait.
Give me the share.
Please hold on.
Give me the share.
Were we not ready?
And go.
Your soap is and your body wash is a synthetic detergent, but you're not a dish. You're a man. Switch to Dr. Squatch Natural Soap for men who build things. Open pickle jars on the first try. Slay dragons and let their daughters braid their hair. Men who like to feel good and smell. Titillating. Dr. Squatch takes you places you never thought you'd go. Naked.
All right, let's get into it.
I think Marley needs to go first on this one.
Are they
All right, let's do it. What do you think?
Are they the same company as Old Spice? Because that was way too similar to Old Spice. And it's like, are you just regurgitating Old Spice? It was hilarious. I love the opening. I can't open pickles on the first try. And if I had girls braiding my hair, like, great. But it was too similar to Old Spice that I'm like, are you the same company? Because if so, I'll give you props. But if not, then you're copying them.
Interesting.
Marley, I love it because I feel like in here we are Team Squatch. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because we all use like maybe synthetic gel, and I don't know. We need to change the soap. But I love what you said because this opened a whole new, room for discussion.
Yeah. No, I
think we all need to go analyze Old Spice and maybe some of the older ones, right? Like maybe they're trying to find some of the older ones to get that same vibe and feel. But us looking at another one that we watched before, it definitely had the similar laughs. It had the similar message, and it just specifically because we watched it before. I love Dr. Squatch, and I'm a fan.
There's a lot of testosterone on the show flying around here, so it's nice to have you on, Marley.
We're watching the show, or we're watching the Super Bowl, and that commercial comes on. I was like, oh my gosh, Dr. Squatch. We just talked about that on the show. Oh. And my wife's like, what are you talking about? I was like, honey, you gotta watch the show. If you're not watching the show. But they stole it.
Yes. I think they're also talking to a very specific type of person, right? Like Marley is clearly not the market. Just gonna put it out there, right? Like,
I'm
so
here for entertainment value only.
to that specific ad, and they have other ads where the girls are smelling all this soap, right? And they're telling the guy, this is what you should get, right? So there's a clear market there. So maybe that's also a disconnect, because we can maybe relate to the situations that he's describing, right? Like a dad that has a girl and does the hair, it's gonna be like, yes, I'm a guy too, I'm a man, and I need that, right? So I think they're also a level of like, who are they talking to? But now that when you mentioned it, Marley, on the Old Spice, it completely threw me back, and I'm like,
Right.
wow, yes, maybe because subconsciously I remember that, and now then I relate both of them, right?
Yeah.
Good one.
I think for marketers, they connected with the Harmon Brothers, right? It's like, is the Harmon Brothers type of ad. And I remember in the first ad that we reviewed from them, we all said that it's like, oh, this is absolutely one of their commercials. I think they do a great point at, being funny, honestly, like bringing the entertainment to the ads. It's absolutely amazing. And they actually have some really cool facts inside of the ad, right? We all know emotion is what sells, but at the end of the day, people want to, back it up with some logic in there. And the way that they put in those facts inside of the entertainment piece, I think it's amazing. I think they do like a little bit of the aspect of emotion, but maybe we could say that you get to sacrifice some of that a little bit, maybe when you do it as entertaining.
Yeah. Fair.
All right.
That's fair.
Where are we at?
All right, what do
So-
we think?
Voting
Thumbs down,
time.
sideways?
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
How about thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
All right. Let's
Well,
rip right into the next one.
You don't show Marley's so maybe if you want to break.
Oh, I can do a so-so.
That's like 5 seconds too long.
Oh, yeah.
That was that one. That was good.
All right, next video.
Next video.
And go.
Mrs. Long,
Yes.
we've found a baby girl for your adoption, but there's some things you need to know. She's in Siberia, and she was born with a rare condition. Her legs will need to be amputated. I know this is difficult to hear. Her life, it won't be easy. Mrs. Long?
It might not be easy, but it'll be amazing. I can't wait to meet her.
We believe there is hope and strength in all of us. Toyota, proud partner of Team USA.
All right, let's talk about it.
Chills. all the feels. But I was like,
about it.
about halfway through, I'm like, what is this commercial? Like, what is it from? Toyota. I was like, oh, didn't see that coming.
Right.
But I love the, oh my gosh, the cinematic, the orphanage or the hospital and the ocean in it. Whoa, that's deep. I love it.
I love the
All right.
aspect of two stories colliding, right? Like you see the swimmer, and then you hear the audio of like the beginning of that story, and then they just come together. Wow! And that just brings you in like this, like what's happening, and you can't step away. You just want to watch what's happening, right? And right in the middle of that collision is Toyota. And like, what? Like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, it was the same thing. I thought it was a very powerful message, and I thought it was a really good commercial. I didn't get the Toyota tie-in, except for they were the sponsor of the Olympics. However, overall, the commercial was extremely powerful.
Yeah, some virtue signaling in there.
Yeah, I think it's good to start a conversation that has the backdrop of Toyota. Now it's a branding play. Okay, so that's something they care about, that they're aligning passion with a brand play. I don't know that it necessarily clicked with me. I think that the message and the content was beautiful. I think that the connection back to Toyota was patchy. So
yes, I'm
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I was actually kind of taken back, like, oh, Toyota, didn't see that coming.
Exactly.
And I gotta just to add to that, because that was the second time I've seen that ad. I remember the ad. I remember the story. I remember the emotion of watching her. I completely forgot about Toyota.
Yeah.
Right. Being the second time, and I had no idea it was Toyota until it popped up again, and it surprised me as much the first time as it did the second time. So great story, but as a brand, as Toyota, like it's that I think that totally missed the mark.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, I'm on with Jim on Jim's side here. I think it was definitely a branding type of deal. They got the money to put the production, the awareness, right, the distribution, the partnership with the Olympics. But at the same time, again, the storytelling, I think it was prime. It was absolutely amazing. But then, like Corey said, it's the second time that he sees it and he didn't even remember it was Toyota, right? And then people's not going to be just talking about this ad. It's like, oh, you saw this ad, and then talking about all this, people's difficulties and moms racing, Special Olympics and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, yeah, and you know what? Toyota. Like, I don't see that happening all of a sudden. But I think, in a way, I feel like we understand the move. But in another way, I think the story was so powerful that it kind of like takes away from Toyota. Like, it just literally puts them like at the very bottom of the ad where like it's very difficult to remember them.
Right. It's incredibly shareable. It's something you want to talk about, you want to share, you want to spread the word around. But I doubt that you're going to say, check out this new Toyota ad.
Yeah. It actually reminds me.
Powerful video.
Yeah. It actually reminds me of an ad that came up. I think it came out on the last Olympics, and it was about moms. And I think it was, I don't even remember like exactly who.
What the brand?
Yeah, what brand. I think it was like Tide or something like that. I'm probably mistaken because I don't clearly remember. But the ad was very impactful about moms raising their child to be athletes. Like the sacrifice that moms had to do. And that video went super viral because of the story. All the kids were sharing the videos and tagging their moms and saying thank you, right, for all the love and all the support. But again, I cannot still remember what brand it was.
So from a piece like the one that we just saw, like a commercial like that, what are some elements that, people that might not have access to those resources can take and bring in and utilize it for themselves, right? Thank you, Ron.
I'm just trying to help. People are confused. People are wondering which one's Lewis.
Who's the
Lewis?
Sexy voice with beard is fun.
You're saying what could they do to make it more impactful and align with the brand? Is that what you're getting to?
No. What can people do that they don't have the resources and the capacity to put a production of that way, right? What are the takeaways
what are some
for
elements
people to implement in their own content / ads?
I would immediately go to user-generated content. Deal with people that are living that life and then incentivize them to supply that content to you and your team to then share and extend that message further. I think user-generated content plays to authenticity. It's simplistic, and people get to literally see themselves in your message.
I really like the two stories colliding, right? Like that, like a before and an after, right? So how can you like depict that? Let's say little resources, right? Like let's say it's a talking head with maybe a screen or pictures, right? So you're showing these pictures, right, as you're talking, and it's basically your after going back to the before, something like that, right? Like how can you bring those elements of storytelling together in some way of a visual thing? And this might be like we might have to distill it a little bit more, but it's like that really impacted me, right? Like because so in one conversation or maybe with two conversations, what's that before and after interaction, right? At the story level, that could be pretty interesting to explore.
Yeah. It reminds me kind of what you're talking about, where you've seen those people on Instagram, they'll they're standing holding a sign and they'll rip down the signs, right? And it has different words and they're taking you on this journey. And one was that he bought his girlfriend the house that she used to live in and she didn't know, and it was a surprise. but it was user generated, and it was through the notes.
Awesome. Throw them up. What do we think?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm gonna go down.
I'm gonna go like this because the storytelling was way too
I know
good.
the story is so good. It's hard to say.
Sorry,
no.
hold on. We got
If
one.
they didn't
Ron.
sell me on
Corey,
Toyota,
which one are you?
they didn't sell me on
pick.
Toyota. That's all.
He's in the
Someone's
middle.
gotta
He's
break
in the
the
middle.
tie.
He's moving too much. It's in the middle.
Okay.
All right.
We need to see people voting too in the comments. Come on. Put your voting down there.
People
what
have
do you
been
guys think?
and people have been voting, and they agreed with the poop emoji.
And I'm getting asked about
love it.
the car if I can help with the Camry. So thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
You ready for the next
we need
one?
help.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
keep a quick pace for the Super Bowl commercials. There's a lot to go through.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry, wrong one.
Blocked.
And go.
This local access message is brought to you by Uber Eats.
Wayne's World, 100 time, excellent. Woo! Hey everyone, welcome to
John Wayne.
Party on Garth. As a local access show, we want everyone to support local restaurants.
But we'd never manipulate you the way all these other commercials did.
Oh God. Yeah, that's really sad.
Totally. We're better than that.
Yeah, we'd never shamelessly rely on a celebrity cameo.
Right, Cardi B?
Yeah, eat local.
Or jump on the latest trend.
Eat local. Whew. All right.
Local eats, Wayne's World, yummy time.
All right, let's get into it.
Ay.
I think we were lagging a little bit there, so sorry for the lag.
There was
If
lag.
there was one.
Lag.
The lag is the bane of the streamer.
When we saw this, I remember Katie telling me, "I'm just happy Cardi B is in there," and I'm like, "What?" I don't know. Like, I here's what I rescue from it: ride the wave, like Steve always says, like ride the wave of like stuff that's happening around it. So they hit on certain trends, right? The TikTok videos, they are kind of ironic. I was never a fan of those characters. Like I never really either saw the show or the movie. I don't even know what that is, so I don't really resonate with that. So I don't know like who they're talking about, or if they're just trying to be funny. Yeah, that's my first comment. I'll say the other ones.
It was one of my least favorite of the day. I will say I didn't like it. I didn't really get it, if you will. And I know them, but I just figured it was overplayed and not something that will resonate even with Carly in it.
Cardi.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. Great job, Ron. No.
It was good to see Wayne and Garth after 20 years or however long it's been. I think it was awesome to see them, but the commercial itself was lame. I definitely had no interest in it, and I liked Wayne and Garth back in the day, so I was excited to see it at first, and then I was bored.
Interesting. Marley, what are your thoughts?
I agree. It was fun to see him again, and it just kind of fell flat, which is a bummer because I was such a big Wayne's World fan. I loved him.
Yes.
I actually liked it. I thought it was
liked it.
All of these, like, look how many shows are being remade and like brought to the future now, like Saved by the Bell, and I don't know, lots of shows from the past are coming back. And to be able to take a movie that everyone loved and just give you like a little reunion, a little snippet, and then bring the future into now and seeing Cardi B dressed up as them, the babies. I thought it was funny, and I'm always up for Uber Eats. So
yeah. So do you think that's a play of that like those specific characters that they chose? Basically, because it could be where obviously the world is kind of changing into Uber Eats and like this kind of stuff, and this might be a type of market that might not be familiar with Uber Eats. So is this a play of like bringing those two together? Like,
oh, that's clever. Possibly.
since I didn't resonate. So because I don't know the characters, right? So
I've actually never seen the movie either. I just recognize the character. Anytime they come back to like Saturday Night Live, they always get a big like applause. So I you know, the characters are fun, and for them to just make a little comeback, I thought was clever.
By the way, it's not Fonzie.
What do you think?
Oh, man, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is quickly becoming a show against Marley. No.
That one's not going to win. And on a side note, guys, on a side note, we have to talk about one thing. So we have the Reynolds Award coming out, and it may or may not have been tweeted. Most likely not.
Making the headlines, guys. Haters gonna hate. They're gonna say it's Photoshop. No, I'm kidding, Marley. I love the polarization. I love it. You know, different points of view.
I mean, at this point,
this will make great shows great.
At this point, I'm actually asking if we has been biased, like all of us, because we've been doing this show now for a few months. I'm like, are we just biased between each other and we're just giving the same answers? Interesting.
We do argue quite a bit.
Andy and I are on the same page usually, and Luis and Ron are on the same page.
Yeah, usually, but it's ever since Luis started not wearing a hat, it's been kind of odd.
Yeah, it threw off the balance of the show.
Yeah, Fonzie just stopped wearing a hat, and then Luis started wearing a hat, and now we just don't even know what's going on.
Next, let's go.
Right. Next one, let's do it. This one was a very special one. The Reddit commercial. This was a 6-second ad.
No way.
I don't even remember this.
Only 6 seconds. So literally it went from one commercial, showed this for 6 seconds, and then went away. So what people did is they rewinded it and paused it.
Wow.
So they could read it, which was brilliant in my eyes.
I didn't even know this happened.
It happened, yeah. So it looked like a glitch. And
Oh, wait.
what the crap was that?
Okay, I remember the glitch. I was like, what just happened? It was that?
This was it.
That's
Because that's all they could afford was
love
6
it.
seconds of Super Bowl time.
I love it.
Wow.
Holy smokes, that is
I love how it
crazy.
said, maybe you'll help Reddit Super Owl teach the world about the majesty of owls. Oh man, I think that's pretty awesome. Nobody here
All right,
uses
so let's
Reddit.
talk about it. Let's talk
First
about like
off,
this is different. This is very
that's
different right out the gate.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. I mean, at the end of the day, one, I didn't catch it. I didn't even see the glitch. I didn't see anything. But if people actually paused it to rewind it, and
They saved
they got a lot more airtime pausing it and rewinding it, and people watching it that way and sharing it. And of course, they're on our show, so they got their money's worth for sure.
Yes, we did.
I mean, a true scroll stopper right there, right? Like it caught the attention.
Ooh.
It totally stopped anybody that caught it live. If they had the ability, they stopped and paused it to figure it out. And they probably missed the next commercial or two.
Yeah.
That someone paid millions of dollars for in 30 seconds to an hour or a minute, right?
Completely valid.
Sorry, had to give a scroll stop in there.
Oh, it was good. It was good. Good timing. You know, I think the value on these Super Bowl ads for them is not just the fact that they put it in the Super Bowl, but the amount of shares they get after the Super Bowl, right? Like the awareness that comes with it after the Super Bowl. So if there is a measure of which ad was shared the most, I am extremely curious to see, because my bet would be maybe on this ad right here.
Yeah.
Because people, I'm sure they had the same exact reaction that we did, unless Marley thinks different, which, you know, the show has been proven that way. But I think a lot of people, probably stop it and immediately share it like, wow, so genius. Like, this is genius, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
These marketers, these advertisers are really getting more than just this, the 5 seconds of airtime, because look at the screenshots and how that'll probably go viral on so many other platforms. And they didn't have that long ago. These, like, really what they're paying for, they can really pay off in dividends. And I think like that's such a cool underdog move for them to just like take a stand with their smaller online platform, but to show like look what we can do and create some noise around it. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's two elements there that I maybe rescue too. It's they filter their audience as well, right? Like they engage their audience, because like I don't use Reddit much. Like I know what it is, Fonzie does, but let's say like you've seen it real quick, and probably the people that are like, oh my god, wait, that looks like Reddit, and then they go back and then they share it, right? So they're like they self-identify with that, and Reddit is also riding the wave of what just happened with the whole market and everything in the copy of it. And it's like, what's just this? So it just attaches those very powerful elements, and just that creates that shareability and virality. I liked it.
I thought it was great. It's different. You got to be different to break out from the pack in all this. And what?
Nothing.
Did nothing. I mean, you can just read.
It's your new course. You're offering it. How to make a 6-second ad only takes 45 days.
Yeah, there we go.
Call Corey for info.
Love it. No, but it broke out from the pattern. It was a pattern interrupt for sure. It was a scroll stopper, so to speak, in every sense of the term that we talk about. And it got attention because it was so drastically different. And they got a huge discount.
Oh, yeah.
And got more publicity out of it. So it shows that creativity can save you in so many ways.
Who came after?
I have no idea.
Remember seeing that thing pop up. Who was it after?
I have no idea.
It's a double thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
All right.
So the so-so, on a side note, the so-so, I tried really hard to put the monkey and the poop together.
Which was really important to him. He expressed that several times how important to him that was.
Yeah, but it didn't work out.
Probably not to hang out with us anymore.
Marley's like, I don't know what I got myself into, but we're done.
Marley, a side note is if you ever see Fonzie choking his mic, he's also watching soccer in the background.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Okay.
That's what happened. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, sometimes.
It called out.
He tries to suffocate his mic when he's watching soccer.
Funny.
That happens when your team doesn't win that much.
All right, let's get into the next one.
Let's go.
I was typing something, y'all.
Do better.
Lately, I just haven't been feeling quite like this. Life used to feel fuller.
I want to
Matthew?
break free.
Matthew?
Some days are harder than others.
I want to break free.
Oh, no. It's like I used to be on solid ground.
Please welcome Matthew McConaughey. Did you drive here or did you travel by fax?
I want to break free.
There's got to be a way to get back.
I want to break free. This time I know it's for real. I'm falling in love. God knows. God knows.
Yes.
Doritos, now in 3D.
All right, let's talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, who wants to start?
First to the fire.
I think Marley should start first. Just throwing that out there.
All right.
I love Matthew McConaughey. I think he's a great actor. I loved some of the content that I've seen from his recent book and his tour that he did. The different day-to-day life scenarios that he was in as like a flat person, and then the celebrity appearances with Mindy Kaling and Jimmy Kimmel. It was just really fun, and I'm also like obsessed with Doritos. So I'm down for. I'm actually like one of my secret dreams that I don't know if it's possible if I can achieve in this lifetime, but I actually make a snack called Jack's Mix that I think is better than Doritos. And one day maybe I'll hear my own, and then I'll get Matthew McConaughey to star in that commercial.
Yes.
We're putting our money on you, Marley. Where do
You
we
heard it here first.
Yeah, where do we invest in the Jack's Mix?
Oh,
Do you call them Jack Snacks?
No, that's a good one. If I make them in like little containers, but Jack's Mix, it's with 2 X's though, because I think it makes sense. Jack's Mix. I would make some next week when you're in Boise, but I'm on like a vegan thing right now. That's
It's okay.
terrible.
That's fine. We'll eat him.
We'll eat him.
Yeah,
You don't have to eat him.
Yeah, watching your stories when you made it and delivered it to everybody, Marley. Like,
Yeah,
I was
I was
very jealous living in Denver and not
That's
getting it.
all I want to eat all the time. So
Jack's
I like-
Mix, who wants it? Everyone.
I was trying to pay attention of what he was saying, right? Because the image like he is depicting different situations of, you know, maybe some of them are like everybody's life, but also his celebrity life. But what he was saying, it's like describing the feeling maybe of how everybody feels after 2020, for example, right? Like I feel this way, I'm flat, and so on. So, and then it's like then they transition into this emotional attachment to the product where he like eats it and he's like, whoosh, like I'm back, right? And it's just like with that funny moment of like being stuck in that makes everybody laugh. So, you know, the famous Fonzie line of the, you know, memories are created by emotions. I think that depicts it very well because, you know, he paints a picture that before he gives you the picture of him super flat. And then after that, he's like, here's the solution, the 3D Doritos. And like, what is brand new too? I need to go try him now. I can't eat him because I am as round as he gets. So I cannot go that route anymore. So anyways.
I'll eat him. I like Doritos.
Those are my thoughts.
I'm a Dorito fiend. So
I personally didn't know it was Matthew McConaughey until they said his name out loud. I don't know if I didn't recognize the voice or something, but I enjoyed the fact that they did that depiction on have you felt flat in life, and then they actually made him flat, right? And I was like, that was kind of funny. I was like, oh wow, that is pretty smart. Like just that visual, like it like imprints in your memory. And then again, we have actually a comment here. It says, as soon as you see him grabbing the 3D Dorito, you're like, oh, he's gonna pop in there, right? So like it also gets you excited about the ad, like, oh, what's gonna happen? That being said, I think the message is actually pretty good. I know Doritos has a story in Super Bowls of having some decent ads. So I actually think they were, you know, they manage expectations of people on their ads. Obviously, I think the fact that it was Matthew McConaughey adds a lot to the ad. Again, let's remove Matthew McConaughey and just put somebody else that nobody knows. I think it still would have been a good ad.
I think it works.
Maybe not as good. Imagine if you take Matthew McConaughey out and then you put Ryan Reynolds. It would have been epic, an epic ad, right? Yeah,
people are talking about it. The word spread.
Yeah,
I
agree.
thought it was really fun. It follows the recipe of Doritos that they've always done, which is bizarre, funny Doritos. Mm-hmm. Bizarre, funny product. Bizarre, you know, they've done it for years, as long as I can remember. Back, maybe the last time that they used to do the supermodel eating the chips, and that was in like what, the 90s, maybe early 90s. But once they hit this recipe, they followed it all the way through, and it's treated them very well, and it's very shareable. There was like that weird pug dog. Do you guys remember that?
Wasn't
thing?
the
That
one
was, like,
where
Mountain
the guy
Dew
was
or
like
something?
cheese, and that was like a consumer made one, right? Wasn't that one made by those people? It was because they did this big contest, and all these people like gave them their idea for their Super Bowl commercial, and that cheese one where he rips off the guy's pants because he wiped off cheese on the guy's pants and he just wanted the Doritos cheese. Like that was important.
I love it.
Very important. Need cheese.
Throw it up. What are we? Oh, wait, we got to hear from Corey.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could have run that ad without a star, and it'd have been just as effective. I agree.
Yes.
That Ryan Reynolds would have taken it to the next level. But definitely, when I watched that the first time while watching the game, there was a point when I didn't have any volume. So I watched that ad without volume. I didn't hear Matthew McConaughey, so it took me a minute to recognize him. I was still intrigued and engaged the moment the commercial started, right? And so it captured me, and then I definitely associated it with Doritos at the end, right? And so I was excited to watch it with sound this time and actually hear it and hear an actual real message attached to it as well. So that's a big win for me on all levels for that one.
Yeah,
love it. All right, throw them up. What do we think?
Only to Ron, I don't listen to.
I want Doritos 3D now.
Yeah.
Right now.
I want
Right.
Jack's Mix is what we want.
Yeah.
There you go. Hashtag Jack's Mix out there in the audience. If you guys want to see that come to fruition, help her out here. Spread the
The
word.
seed round of investment is, you saw it here on Content Chopshop.
That's right.
That's right.
And on to the next one. Go.
Hey, Ratchets, look! I'm you! Jake from State Farm. You couldn't find a stand-in who looked anything like me?
Have you seen mine?
Like looking in a mirror, right?
Now that one makes sense.
Look, guys, I don't even have a stand-in.
Of course you do.
Hold on. Is that Drake?
That's right. Drake from State Farm. Like
a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor. Stand-ins don't have lines.
Oh, okay.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, let's talk about it. What do you think? Got a little snort out of Ron. That's
I got a
something.
snort. That's a snort. No,
You got a
I
little
think it's
snort out
funny.
of Ron?
I love how like Drake's trying to intimidate him, but I love the two people that he picked out to be extras because it plays into the whole persona of this funny thing, and it's just it was a tension grabbing. It was entertaining. I don't know if it'd make me buy insurance, but I watched it.
I think it's a more exposure recognition thing. You know, they've been playing the Jake by State Farm for a while now, and I think they're trying to develop the character, and they're putting them in these situations, you know, in every commercial. So, I don't know. Like, that's my insurance. I don't feel love or hate for them. It's like whatever. But I think they're just playing the development of that character, right? Like they're putting him in situations so people start recognizing and saying Jake from State Farm and so on. So I think that's the play there.
Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, I'm reading the comment
from the audience said, "Like a good neighbor, Drake Farm is there." And she said, "What's with the apple?" That was a good point. What was the apple?
Yeah, we have actually some other comments here that they were loving the ad. It says 2 thumbs up. You had me at Paul Rudd. Personally, I feel bad now that I feel bad that everybody's laughing because I have no idea who Paul Rudd is.
What?
So damn funny. You're missing out in your life.
Oh, you gotta call him. You gotta call him Ant-Man. You cannot call him Paul Rudd.
No, yeah, exactly. He was so funny even before Ant-Man.
There we go.
Your career being hilarious.
Yeah, Marley,
he's good.
Marley, are you a fan of like the kind of like branded like objectives, kind of like this big brand kind of strategy? Like I know like for Super Bowl that might be part of the play. Like we obviously are leaning towards more like direct response elements and something like that. But like, what is your take on that? Is it necessary, or sometimes do we need to go and do that play? Like, what's the take?
Honestly, insurance is like a boring subject. So to spice it up with some star power and to bring Drake to Jake and Paul Rudd, like that, it's so fun to see that. And so at first I'm like, I don't get it. But then when you said that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? For me, like my insurance company is whatever my broker said was the cheapest. But what's the one that I actually can hum the little jingle to? State Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the element of, you know, the character that these brands develop. For example, the most interesting man in the world with Dos Equis, right? Then we got Jake with State Farm. We got
Geico.
Flo from Progressive. It's pretty interesting, right? Because we always talk in direct response marketing about having that attractive character, especially small businesses that, you know, maybe you cannot create that fictitious character, but you are the one in camera all the time. So it's pretty interesting to see, in theory, these companies applying the same principle.
And as a Canadian, I'm just like, shout out to Canada anytime I see Drake.
Yes.
Hashtag Canada.
We are obviously fans of the Canadians because, you know, Ryan Reynolds is our favorite, and Marley, you're second. But Marley,
who doesn't like Alanis Morris?
Got some good things up in Canada.
I had no idea The Weeknd was Canadian too, and you know,
is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Marley, my brother and I have a theory. All successful people are from 3 places. They are either from Boise, from Idaho, from Utah, or from Canada. Like that's it. Like every successful people that you meet,
2 states in an entire country.
We're in trouble.
Come on, guys.
That's it.
That's brutal.
I'm proud that I can claim 2 of those then.
Yes.
I mean,
All right.
you're just proving our theory right.
Perfect.
Shout out to our audience
Rod is
out there,
like, no,
Robert.
no.
Shout out to our audience, Robert Desmond Saxton, Terry Lynn, Ace Reddy, Alan Dean, Jeff Widgren. What's going on out there, guys? Say hello if you can.
Yeah, Marvin Kaufman. We got Jess Rowe.
Oh, yeah. I forget you guys can see others that I can't see because of how I'm sharing it.
Yes.
But let's get into the next one.
Wait, did we vote on that?
Oh,
we didn't vote.
I thought we did.
Oh man, I don't know. I personally like.
I'm rooting for my insurance company. Shout out, guys. Commission here. Please.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That's
Boo, boo.
Terry Lynn says Beyonce's from Houston.
So she's not successful.
She's not successful.
No, I'm sorry.
And so Houston's on the map. You're welcome, everybody, for Beyonce.
Right.
And go.
Did you know that Norway sells way more electric cars per capita than the U.S.? Norway. Well, I won't stand for it. Come on. Never mind. With GM's new Ultium battery, we're going to crush those losers. Crush them! Let's go, America. Keenan, Norway's out EVing us. Wait, what's this?
Oh, it's my daughter's birthday. She's really into pirates
I don't
lately.
care. Grab an EV, meet me in Norway.
Okay, can I say goodbye to my family?
Nope.
All right.
Aquafina, sorry to disturb you, but Norway's beating us at EVs.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Meet me there in an hour.
Can I ride with you?
No! GM's Ultium battery is made for all types of vehicles, so soon everyone can drive an EV. Whoa!
Why didn't we all just go together?
Knowing Will, he's probably flying private.
Hey, Norway, listen up, you fish-loving! Oh, this place is adorable. Damn it. Where are you guys?
We're in Finland. Where are you?
I'm in Norway.
Norway? You're in Sweden.
Damn it!
All right,
Okay.
let's talk about it.
I have to share the first thing that my wife said when this was over.
All right, what was
Okay.
that?
First thing she said is, "Oh, we get a cuss in commercials now."
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Right?
That's
Because
very interesting.
think of another commercial on Prime TV where everyone on the planet is probably watching that you get to say, "Damn it."
Very valid.
Interesting. Oh, I forgot that would be considered a swear.
Yeah.
I'm in Marley's page too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't consider it, but we don't want to talk about what my daughter used to call Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's a great story.
Oh, that's awesome.
Before we dive in, have you guys seen Eurovision with him? And if you
Yes.
haven't,
Yes, I have. Yes.
just go. It's so good. It's so okay. Anyways, super sideline. I think they were trying to play the competitive American way, right? Like, it's like, hey, I don't know if that's a good play because like you guys, it's already positioned in the market as in like right under it. But it's like we need to go get there. Not sure. I think it's like a good way to tease. They did the new Hummer, so if you're into cars, they show the new Hummer for like 30 seconds, like 2 seconds in there, and I'm like, what? And it just causes curiosity, right? I'm a Jeep fan, so that doesn't sync with me. I'm sorry. So I'm not the target market.
So did you like the Jeep commercial on Super Bowl?
I did not see the Jeep the Jeep commercial. I
Well,
felt
then you got nothing to say.
I will definitely love it.
No, I think I'm a sucker for Will Ferrell. Anytime he appears on screen, I'm already laughing. Before he says anything, I'm already laughing because he just gets me. But as far as it relating to the vehicle, I think it'd be good for a website launch if they had a really interesting, like cool configurator, integrated website or something that they're launching. That's really good. But if they're literally going to get to your dealership and test drive a car, I don't think that it hit. What do you think?
I think we keep seeing a pattern, right? Attractive characters, and I don't know, like with these the big brands, it seems to be like that's the play to relate to the people, right? Because we might see it as unattainable, right, at some point. So what I really want to see is like of geography. But it's like what are those elements that we can like bring in, right? Like obviously we don't have a big budget to do something like that, for example, or even if you do a big budget, like how do you apply it? And maybe that's a trailer for a campaign that might be coming. Right?
I know how we apply it. That's how we apply it.
Gratuitous use of abs.
You know, I was actually asking myself until like halfway through the ad, what is EV? Like, what does EV stand for?
Good point.
Electric vehicle.
No, I know now. At the halfway through the ad, I was like, oh, electrical vehicle. But usually people just call them electric cars, like, right? Like,
right.
I honestly never heard anybody ever say like,
Me
dude,
neither.
I'm thinking about buying an EV. I'm like, what? No. So that in the first place, I don't know. I found it a little bit odd. In the second place, like it's an ad to announce like their game plan to 2025, right? I personally didn't see that the ad had a specific purpose on, even if it's like awareness, right? Because on the other hand, I feel like every time someone does an ad about EVs, people immediately think about Tesla, right? So honestly, like Tesla is so into people's mindset that whenever you talk of anything electric car, oh, there we go. Look at that. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it.
Right on.
There you go.
Nailed it.
And like they just have so much of the marketplace that now when you throw an ad, you got to be conscious of that. So the fact that there wasn't like a strong purpose behind that ad, it just threw me completely off. And maybe they were talking about EVs to try to grab, kind of like a different category play, like, we are doing the EVs instead of the electric cars. But
I think that's what they're going. They're trying to design their category so people can identify EV because it's part of the logo, right? And they said 30 new models announced. So I think that's a play. Not sure. I can't wait to see what the movie stands for and see what's up. I'm sorry.
I gotta say, like, just like Kleenex, right? Tissue, right? Some of these brands, Starbucks, right? People instead of coffee, they think Starbucks, and Tesla's right there. Some people can't afford $100,000 Model S, right? But if you get the other GMs and other brands getting their version of this, like it gives a lot of people. It gives a lot of people hope, I think, that they might be able to afford a Jeep electric or GM, right? Like as people start to make the brands or make the EV cars that are not Tesla, it can give. And so then I think about a lot of the people that are watching the Super Bowl. They're Ford, loving people or GM, right? Like there's a lot of those people that they don't necessarily want to buy a Tesla because of the name. They want to stick with their Ford because they've had it in their family for 50 years, right? So I think that's part of that play is to know that they can get a car like a Tesla, but still stick to their brand or whatever their company is.
So this is interesting. I have a comment here that came in that said EV equals Elon's vehicle. So now you already start seeing how they're playing with the EV electric vehicles, like Elon's vehicle. Like it's the power of the brand. And I don't remember, this was a long time ago. I don't remember the exact stat, but I heard something like 2% of the vehicle market is electrical vehicles, and Tesla dominates like 98% of that market at the moment, right? Now, a lot of these companies, and I agree with Corey, I think the brand carries a lot of weight in there for people that are like, oh, I want to keep Ford and all that stuff. I think there's still going to be a steep battle to challenge Tesla in that area. But in terms of the ad, going again with it, lack of purpose. I think they just lack that one objective. Like, what is it?
Marley, you talk a lot about the proprietary names, right? Like, so what's the value there? Like, what's your point of view? Like, how do people come up with them? Is it organically? Is it by design? What are your thoughts on it?
No, I'd say it's by design, and it's also by like alliteration and rhyming and things that are just they're sexy and new. And so when you can call it something that's like unique, that's what's going to tie it to you. If you're just calling it like, this is a new kind of vehicle, like whatever, like EV, that makes you think, well, what is it? Just the name of it creates curiosity hooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good point.
Sweet.
We're voting.
Someone put in the comments, it's going to be $112,000 for that.
Well, for the Hummer.
Whoosh. Well,
that was actually one of the last vehicles I made a commercial for before I left my career. Was the Hummer EV. That was one of the last things I worked on before I left my job, JOB.
I'll take the Cybertruck. Let's go.
Oh man, come on.
And let's hit the next one.
Yo, besties. We're trying to design a category, guys. Come on.
Isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally couldn't imagine a more beautiful vessel for Alexa to be inside. Alexa, how many tablespoons are in a cup?
There are 16 tablespoons in a cup.
Babe, food just got here. Why you cooking? Who's that?
Alexa, turn on the sprinklers.
Honey, I already ran the sprinklers. Things are getting way too wet around here.
Alexa, dim the lights.
Alexa, lights up. Alexa, lights up.
Add bath oil to my shopping list.
Alexa, no, don't do that.
Read my audiobook.
I was in his hands. I was being changed. But I was also kissing him.
Honey, other people have to use the bathroom around here too.
All right, what do we think? Let's talk about it.
Marley's all for it.
She'll get over like, Alexa, change your voice to Michael Jordan.
we got to make sure we give something for the ladies, a little eye candy. You know?
Is that true that he is the voice of Alexa now, or what? Okay,
I don't think so. I think it's just them doing a funny gag on the.
So I think those would fly off the shelves. Like,
yeah, right.
I mean, I would buy it too. So yeah.
Black Panther.
Terry says thumbs way up.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is genius, right? Like, it's just straight up funny. Is one of those.
If you look at the 3 core desires, health, wealth, or relationships, which one did that touch on?
Oh.
You tell me.
I mean, I would say
maybe
relationship. Yeah, relationship like with yourself. She was like all loving herself in there. It's like, yeah, you know, it was great. I mean, they were literally selling. I think this is what they were selling: the new design of Amazon Alexa, right? Like just the design, like and they managed to make this ad so freaking entertaining that even Marley gave it a 2 thumbs up.
Before we even talked about it, it was like, bam.
Yeah, that's epic.
All right.
What is that? The one that we're closing with, or
we have one vote?
We
have one in the vote. All right.
Yes. Or we can just go right to the vote. We have
let's vote.
Less than 7 minutes left.
Okay, vote.
All right.
That was good. That was good.
All right,
ready? And go.
Did you steal my Cheetos again?
Oh yes.
Just tell him it wasn't you.
But I caught you at the counter.
Wasn't me.
Saw you snacking on the sofa.
Wasn't me.
You even had him in the shower.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Internet, bad internet. Go lay down.
I even caught you on camera.
You're the one who granted access to your snacks. Don't act surprised that she sneak behind your back. You gotta keep tabs before she empty that bag. Let's review the situation. Orange fingers, red flag to keep you.
Come on.
We get it.
Interwebs. Go lay down.
Did somebody tell us of that commercial? Is that what's happening? That was so good. I didn't see the whole thing. Yeah.
That was my favorite.
I'm gonna go look this one up. I think I knew Marley was gonna say this one was gonna be her favorite. Maybe it was because of the singing.
I love the singing.
Let's play it again if you guys want to finish it out.
Let's try it.
All right. I made it smaller.
But I hide it better. If she asks where they are, you say forget her. Never admit to a word, and please don't upset her. And if she keep on stalking, I guess you let her.
Well, did you?
Wasn't me.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's the first time that's ever worked.
New Cheesy Crunch Pop Mix.
All right, so we got to finish it out at least.
That
So
was-
let's talk about it.
That was
Well, it's again my competitor for Jack's Mix, but I really like the commercial. I really like the celebrity power couple in it. I thought it was super fun. I'm hungry now.
You can go eat your veggies now.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, everyone knows that couple. Everyone knows them from their individual work and then now together, and they're both hilarious to start with individually. And I think it's a brand play, again, putting them in a funny situation with a super recognizable song that you could not escape at the time. Yeah, anywhere you were that was on the radio.
Or today.
And super
I'm gonna go
catchy.
put it out
You're going to go listen to it later tonight.
Right.
With the lights dim.
Do you guys catch the leading to this commercial? Because this is the first time I saw the entire commercial. So they did commercials on YouTube with a shorter version of this, and then the song was on the Super Bowl. So I thought that was genius too, because you were like, oh, okay, I recognize this. And then that's what just happened to me. I was like, oh, this ad, I've seen it. And then the whole song goes and I'm like, oh, this is so much better, right? So I think it's like they did the campaign before the show, and then on the show they did the full commercial. So I think that there's a lesson to be learned there too. It's like we're building the pressure, right? People recognizing it, and then it's like that double play that just hammer you down with the entire great experience. So
Amazon did the same. Amazon did the same for Michael B. Jordan. I saw. I think it was like an Instagram story ad where it was when he was standing in the sprinklers with the water and stuff. And you could see the eye, and all it said was like, watch the full commercial. I was like, wait, what is that? Like, that was so random. And now it makes sense.
I think these big companies are starting to understand where their people are, and they're starting to advertise to where their people are, and they're following. You got to be seen at least a couple times before somebody wants to buy something. So they're taking it to where they know they are and where they're going to be able to watch, and you're going to have that reaction of, oh, I knew this. I've seen this before, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's smart.
And I love the commercial. I everything about it, from the music and everything, but it didn't make me want to go buy Cheetos. Like, I don't really love Cheetos in general, and so like it didn't change or wouldn't have changed my behavior of anything. Like I like Doritos. I would go try the Doritos 3D thing after watching that commercial. Like, it looked good enough to me, but the Cheetos in general didn't change or wouldn't have changed my buying pattern for whatever reason. But I like that commercial way better. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm on the same page with you. It's I think it's a funnier ad. The other one, I think it's a little bit more impactful. I personally do not like Cheetos. After watching this, I'm not gonna go buy Cheetos. I would probably go and try the 3D Doritos after this with the Jack's Mix, of course. And but I do want to ask everyone this, and I know we're running out of time here, but if everybody can give like their 10-second answer, is what can we take away from these ads? Because the play for these brands in a Super Bowl is obviously, let's build awareness, right? They're not trying to immediately, change customers' behaviors and all that stuff. But it's like, let's get our message as wide as we can to see if we can, grab some people here and there. So what are the lessons that we learned that we can apply to smaller businesses that don't have those type of budgets, but they do have maybe the creativity to do something like that? Who wants to go first?
Marley.
Ladies first.
First, yeah.
Through it.
I think in everything we need star power, and we need throwbacks to the past. No, it was so fun to see, obviously the star power, and anytime that they can reference a cultural reference or something that's fun and hyped up right now, and just making it entertaining. And I wonder if people, if these advertisers throughout the year put as much effort into their advertisements as they do for Super Bowl when they know that everyone's watching. But at the same time, like, I don't know if you don't like the product, like, no commercial is going to make you change your mind about the product. It can, put it into your mind that you talk about it, and that creates this kind of social sharing or hype. Or, like, I don't use Reddit. I've never actually been on the platform. I don't know about it, but it caught my attention that maybe I would, maybe I would consider it, or maybe it's something that I would think about in the future. I don't use Alexa, but if it had Michael B. Jordan's voice, then maybe I would. So it gets people talking, if anything.
Yeah. Terry Lynn says, I want to buy the Alexa B. Jordan. She's been talking literally since that video. That's all she's been talking about.
Yeah.
She goes, Michael B. Jordan equals health, wealth, and relationship. All three. She goes, Michael B. Jordan is better than AK plus MK. And I want to buy the Alexa B. Jordan. That's fine. All about Miss B. Jordan.
To also follow up on my own question here, I think for people, one of the lessons they could take out from all these ads is, how do I make my ad shareable, right? How can I put this element of virality inside of my ad so people are willing to share with others and all that stuff? So whether that is, callbacks to old artists, like you could literally dress or as one of these old artists and people will find it funny. They'll know what you're doing, right? So doing songs like you did, right, for your event, I think that is huge too. So yeah, I think that the main takeaway for me was, how can I make our content more viral, more viral. Yeah, so that
viral.
I glitched right there for a second.
My thing is, everyone they did stars pretty much in every commercial, right? That we talked about here. There was a star, and in this world we talk the attractive character. Like, you've got to be your own attractive character for your business, and you've got to get out and do something to make that happen, right? And so that's kind of my takeaway. Like, if you're not out there publishing and trying to and working to be the attractive character for your own product, you're not going to be able to afford all the stars like Michael B. Jordan and that kind of people, right? Like, you've got to do it yourself. So go and publish and be out there and be present and be known and be visible. And that can lead to some of the right things when it comes to your own advertising.
I want to highlight the power of difference, right? The power of different, right? Like, a Super Bowl ad is different than an ad everywhere else. But at the same time, within that, the difference within the ad strategy, like Reddit, for example, that was very different. And the people that follow Reddit got it. And I think that's the play there. So it's like, how are you being different from everything out there? Like, everybody here publishes in their own way. Like, and that's how you attract your people too. We've talked about that a lot, right? Like, Jim, you launched your show yesterday. I thought that was incredible. Marley, you have your amazing presence, everywhere, really. Ron and Corey, you guys have like 400 shows, and then which is incredible. You guys are blanking the internet too, but it's like, you guys have your own style, right? On how can you produce like that, and you're being different like that. So it's like, how can you apply that principle in the things that you are doing?
Love it. All right, let's do the chat. Vote in the chat. If you haven't voted in the chat yet, please go ahead and put your vote in the chat for which video you thought won the day.
Who's going to be the chop?
And we still have like 12 videos that we didn't get to, so we will do a part 2 next week of Super Bowl commercials.
Yes, sounds good.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think.
All right, we're mixing it up a little bit.
Oh, this looks so good.
Just tell me when you're ready.
So we got 4 or 3 for Reddit.
No, don't say.
Don't say
that, Corey.
Sorry.
Let's see who the chop was. Go.
Surprise.
Corey's cracks me up every time. All right, let's see it. The big reveal.
Oh, hold on.
Reveal, let's go.
And it is Reddit for the win. It was narrow, by the way. It was not a landslide.
No.
It wasn't really a big reveal, though.
Of course. Well, I mean, it goes to show you that all that money, all those people spent, look at what came out as one of the big ones to talk about. That's incredible. It truly is.
Do you agree with us? Do you? I think Marley doesn't definitely agree with us. I think that's genius. I love it, and that's part of what this show is so fun to engage. So in the comments, put what was your favorite. Let us know. I think it's gonna be interesting. So awesome, Marley. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Hope you see you come back soon, and you can join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Content Chop Shop. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys.
Hey guys.
Have a great one.